Crota! They're waking him!
Hi there, it's Kevin Van Ord standing in for reviewer Justin Clark to tell you about Destiny: The Dark Below. Chances are very good that you know how you feel about Destiny and how you will likely feel about The Dark Below. You're okay with the grinding, you're okay with the farming. This is Destiny's circle of life, and The Dark Below does just enough to feed it. The scenario is that new non-player character Eris Morn is one of 6 warriors sent to go kill Big Baddie Crota. She's the only one who survives, and she's now enlisting the help of Guardians to help finish what she started. Eris is a better storyteller than good old Dinklebot, though as always with Destiny, the paltry story is in one ear and out the other.
Before we could destroy him, and then there was only death. We failed. You cannot destroy the soul of Crota.
You get an initial mission in the Cosmodrome as an appetizer and are introduced to a new debuff called Weight of Darkness that comes into play when you start the raid called Crotas End. From there follows a random spewing of new content, all to get you good and ready to take on Crota's End. Ultimately, The Dark Below amplifies everything both good and bad about Destiny. The core mechanics haven't changed and don't need to, since the gunplay is the one thing that Bungie nailed right out of the gate. The campaign missions to stop the Hive from resurrecting Crota are challenging, but most of them are all too similar to the missions you've played hundreds of times before. The rewards are paltry, with the exception of the new fusion rifle Murmur, which at least has some elemental tricks up its sleeve. Better rewards can be had in the new daily and weekly heroics, though these 2 missions are tied directly to the add-on. Should you not splurge on The Dark Below, there will be weeklies you won't have access to. Because of the limitations, to stand even a ghost of a chance with most of the new content, you must grind and grind often. The Dark Below ostensibly requires you to be level 28, but there's very little in the pack that approaches doable or fun until you're at 29 or better. The new multiplayer maps are fun enough, though fairly nondescript as far as multiplayer maps go, not giving nearly as much of the verticality that the original maps delivered so well. Even with the tweaks that have been made, like improved weapon drops, everything you do is in aid of reaching arbitrary goals. Then there's the brand new insanity that is upgrading exotic equipment. If you had exotics before purchasing The Dark Below, then your progress is now dependent on Xur even having your item in stock that week to upgrade it, unless you're lucky enough to find the new version of the exotic as a drop. Ironically, the most fun part of the DLC is a 5-step quest in the vein of the exotic bounties, with a nice varied set of objectives and no level requirements. As mentioned, all of this is the lead up to the big show, which is Crota's End. The first moments are almost awe-inspiring, beginning with a leap of faith into an endless abyss. It's then 20 minutes of fumbling around in the dark with your team, trying to activate new sources of light and many a mad dash away from lamps that explode once lit. What follows is a series of last stands in which you must wait upon panels to magically build bridges between one platform and the next, and you're then beset upon high-level bullet sponges. Vault of Glass started similarly, although the stakes are higher here. Endless waves of Thrall and Durable Knight swarm you, all while you try to coordinate who remains on platforms, who picks off the Thrall, and who functions as a veritable team medic. There's very little in games as satisfying as the sigh of relief when most of the team is dead and someone still manages to cross the final bridge. As expected, Crota's End is highly difficult, and as with Vault of Glass, you're not making a dent in the thing until you've at least hit level 30. And so it's more Destiny, a fun and problematic game that continues to be fun and problematic. The Dark Below is more for the dedicated player that wants more. It's not enough to lure you back if you've already abandoned it, but it's just enough to keep the rinse and repeat cycle alive.